Hey guys, this is a topic on spellwork. I'm just gonna introduce it a little bit. You know, as a person, when you think over your life, right? And I can remember very far back to my memory. Like, I can remember every bad relationship, every issue, everything, every detail. And that's why I believe spellwork is real. Because all too many fucking things happen in my fucking life where I'll just be like, nah, for real. I lost count in how many times I've almost unalived. Let's count it from the beginning. When I gave birth to my daughter, almost unalived twice. First time by toxemia, that is the shutting down of the kidneys while giving birth. And then the second time was 2 weeks later, and I got pneumonia. And it was looking a little shady. And then my daughter's dad was making excuses of why he couldn't even come. And I'm like, I would have walked, nigga. I would have walked. He made every excuse in the book why he couldn't come. And I was like, Negro, I might actually die. It was so bad that the nurses had to take the phone out the room. The corded phone. Then after that, I really had a coming to Jesus moment, and I broke up with the dude because I was like, ain't no way I'm going to be with someone that's just going to leave me in the hospital and make every excuse in the world. Hell no. He was a bit upset about that, so upset that he tried to take himself out, and I dropped him off at the hospital and left him there. What did you expect? He left me at the hospital twice. Once isn't that bad. It wasn't an eye for an eye. I only get a half lick back there. Then, after that, I almost got decapitated by an 18-wheeler that drove in the middle of the damn highway. And they flipped me off. I called the police and had them ring their asses right on back. He could have killed us all, everybody in the car. Then I met a man that pointed a pew-pew in my face, hit me with a Grey Goose bottle. Very hard bottle, by the way. Have you seen a Grey Goose bottle? The largest one. Okay, the largest one. And he also dragged me by my hair in the rain because I wouldn't look for his glasses in the car. And he was a cheater. Couldn't imagine why I left that, right? Then a close friend of mine, boyfriend, a very old boyfriend, put a pew pew in my face while we were in the middle of a nursing home. Kind of mocked him and laughed and said, "What you gonna do? Pew pew me?" And then get reported about all the old black ass ladies in this bitch. I was like, you live around the corner from a fucking police station, stupid. Now, she didn't really say anything, so I think that was the last time I really spoke to her, because I was like, bitch, you don't go defend me? But he did pull the pew-pew out because I was consulting her. He was putting his hands on her, and she had shown me a wooden heart on the wall, and she said he hit her on the head with it and cracked it. I was like, girl, ain't he crippled on this wheelchair shit? Like, and you live across from a stairwell. If you don't push him down the stairwell, yeah, I started it. He thought showing a pew pew in my face was gonna scare me. I was like, that's not my first rodeo, sir. So I kind of laughed at him and said, do you want to go to jail the rest of your life? You're kind of old now, sir. You won't be jailing the rest of your life. That's pretty stupid to just throw your whole fucking life away because you're a little insecure. And you're mad because I'm pointing out the fact that she shouldn't be beaten by your crippled ass. By the way, update, he's passed away. Then I was hanging out at one of the clubs in my state, and then all these guys started grouping around me, and I felt an eerie feeling. So I pretended to be a demon and scared the ever-loving shit out of them motherfuckers, because you're not going to get me like that. Fuck that. I am of a different approach, bitches. You're not going to get me like that. I've been through a lot by that point. So I was like, fuck this. This is not about to happen. One time I was visiting my grandmother in Chicago with my parents, and all these boys was walking around as I was walking my grandma's dog, Liberty. Liberty was a Rottweiler, by the way. and a big one. And I had just met Liberty. We was there for about a week. And I asked my grandma if I could take Liberty out for a walk. So I went to take her out for a walk in Chicago. And all these boys, it was about like 8 or 10 of them, and they started whistling and shit. And I was like, Liberty, sick 'em. And Liberty started barking and hooving and everything, and they just ran. Like I said, I ain't gonna go down like that way. I don't give a damn what I gotta do. Then I had a boyfriend that I used to hang out with, and we were dating. And then one day, something told me to leave the building. And so I did. And then a squad car went running down into the daggone building I just left out of. Literally 15 seconds after I walked out. Then I was hanging out with his brothers because he was, in jail. But his brothers said that they had rented a truck and we went to go riding. And you know what? When we got to the Betsy Ross Bridge, I was like, I want to go home. I want to go home to my car. And we got back. And they went driving off with the car again. And guess what? Sugarhead stole the truck. And it was a police car. Everybody was getting got. I went home early. After that, many car accidents, lots of job losses, issues with school, getting almost kicked out of high school. Y'all heard that story in the last one. Saved myself out of getting kicked out of high school by guilting the teachers and the principal because, motherfuckers, you knew I was being isolated. Guilt is a powerful thing if you know how to use it well and wisely. They homeschooled me. Then the teacher and me decided we didn't want to come to the meetings anymore, so he let me graduate. And while I was going to my first semesters of college, the bitter baby daddy of that time would always accuse me of cheating when he was the cheater and the triangulator. He was just mad that when he told me about another woman, I said, well, let her have you, bitch. And through all this, my second baby dad is trying to be friends with me and trying to enter in my life in some fucking way every single time, saying they're a changed person and they're not going to go back to the penitentiary and they're a new man only to go back to the penitentiary again. Later, it did look like and appear that he had changed. He was working with construction with his pops and everything. But then he turned out to be a fucking liar. And then after that, I found out many weeks later I was 20 weeks pregnant. It's amazing how they can make a little pill that can make a man's pecker go for 4 hours, but they can't figure out the date of the baby inside you. Then that man's true colors came out. He started mocking my issues that I had. After that, I was almost unalive, and he was like, ha 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 ha, that's why you almost... And that's why I don't talk to him. Yeah, mocking at someone's pain is not love, sir. Go to hell with that. And he tried to threaten my life, and he didn't expect me to call the jail. Dummy. He might think I'm scared, but I don't hesitate. I got a trigger finger. And by God, I know all the self-defense laws in my state. And I'm going to be inside the house with cameras for defense on my case. Look like I'm going to have to make a part 2.